heard this beat in my dream.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can guess from the introduction, I'll be talking about why I decided to start shooting film and some of the things that you should consider if you're deciding to pick up this hobby. So without further ado, let's get into it. So many of you guys know that I've been shooting photos for quite some time now, and I've always been doing it on a digital camera, which is what I'm filming on right now, the Sony a7 III. But a couple of months ago, I decided to pick up the Canon A1 program, and I'm going to share some reasons why. The first reason is to be inspired. Film is a different medium because instead of using a traditional digital electronic sensor that captures the image, you use film, which is basically material that is very sensitive to light. The light comes through the lens and it hits the back of the camera where the film is, and then the film, which is sensitive to light, will capture that image, and then you can bring the image back by developing it. So the experience of shooting film actually is quite different from shooting an advanced mirrorless camera like the one that I'm using right now. The second reason why I got into film photography is because of the colors that can come from film. In film photography, you have the option of choosing from an assortment of film stocks, and each film stock has a different look to it. And through that, you can really explore the kind of colors that you like. And I find this to be very inspiring because it opens my eyes up to a whole new palette of colors, and it actually informs the way I edit my photos when I go back to shooting digital. The third reason is that in film photography, you really have to shoot with intention. Like shooting with this digital camera can be quite easy sometimes. All you do is to flip your camera into continuous shooting and you fire away thousands of shots at one go. Every time you load a roll of film into your camera, you only got 36 shots. And every shot costs money. It costs money to buy the film, but it also costs money to develop the film and to scan the film to get the images out. And that means you have to shoot with intention. Every shot you take, the composition has to be good, the lighting has to be good, your settings have to be all accurate, your focus, which is manual, has to be spot on. That really causes me to slow down and to really think about the image rather than rush through the whole process. And the other thing in film photography is that you can't review the images after you've taken them. The only time you can see your image is after it's been developed and scanned at the shop. And that really forces me to live in the moment. And I think that's why film has a very magical vibe to it. It just feels nostalgic, it feels in the moment. And I think the way you shoot film is a huge part of that. So those are the reasons why I picked up film photography. If you are considering film photography, here are other things that you might have to consider. The first thing is that film can be a bit expensive. The good news is there are heaps of options when it comes to choosing a film camera, but I'm not going into too much detail about that today. Film can be expensive because A, you have to buy film, and B, you have to develop and scan it. And sometimes, depending on the camera you get, you might have to send it in for repairs or service, much more than modern camera, because many of these cameras are pretty much second or third hand cameras. Which brings me on to my second point. Film cameras can be a bit unreliable. For instance, this camera that I got already had a couple of issues. I had to replace its light seals, and I also had to open up the bottom to oil it and to fix up the shutter. Film photography can be a little bit troublesome because things break on you, and that can be really annoying. But then again, it's a love-hate relationship. I think you going through the whole process of fixing up your camera and feeling the pain of not being able to take photos when you need them, and then finally being able to take a shot, there's an element of, journeying in that, which I find to be quite meaningful. I'll now show you guys some of my favorite film photos that I've taken in this short time that I've had with film. I hope you guys like this video. Take care, and I'll see you soon.